Assalamualaikum everyone. This is Maryam Arshad, the founder and director of Impact Dynamics. और आज हम एक बहुत interesting fireside chat host कर रहे हैं through the platform of Pakistan Tech Summit. Very kind of Arzish to host us and VisionX as well. जब हम success की बात करते हैं, everybody has a different definition of success. तरक्की के और success के बहुत सारे factors होते हैं जो एक कंपनी को परवाज देते हैं और कंपनी जो है वो बहुत सारे जगहों पे जाती है जिसमें ज़रूरी नहीं कि ममालिक की हम बात करें। जब आप सक्सेस की बात करते हैं तो यू कैन फ्लाई हाई विद great customers, you can fly high with great numbers in terms of metrics. आज हम ऐसे ही दो लोगों से बात करेंगे, the people behind VisionX and जिनका मैं आपसे तारुफ भी करवाती हूँ। सबसे पहले मैं इनवाइट करूँगी वकास मुश्ताक को जो co-founder है VisionX के। Waqas has formed the company. Hello Waqas, अस्सलाम वालेकुम. And VisionX एक ऐसी कंपनी है, एक ऐसा इदारा है जो प्रोडक्ट इनोवेशन पे काम करता है और इनके जो क्लाइंट्स हैं बेसिकली ये एक डिजिटल सोल्यूशन फॉर्च्यून 500 कंपनीज के लिए ये सोल्यूशन सप्लाई करते हैं, उनको प्रोवाइड करते हैं। उसके अलावा ये वेंचर बैक स्टार्टअप्स के लिए भी काम करते हैं। Other than that, I'd like to invite and have on board Umair Multani, who is actually the head of growth partnerships for VisionX. Kaise aap, Umair? How are you?
Doing well.
Your mic is on. Yes, your mic is on mute. Okay, so we'll start the conversation. Waqas, kuch sawalat aapse kiye jayenge. Umair, I'm also going to ask you questions for that matter. The first question that comes in my mind, what is VisionX, Waqas? VisionX के पीछे क्या vision था? Why did you start this? As a co-founder, and what is the company all about?
Yeah, so thank you, Maryam. Thank you, Arzish, for this. My name is Waqas. I'm the co-founder as well as the managing director at VisionX. Born and bred at Tarbela, incidentally became engineer because it was in my blood. My father was pioneers at Tarbela Dam. Did my MBA, worked for telecom, energy sectors in the field of operations and procurement. I was part of World Bank for good 5 years, but I always wanted to do something of my own. So in 2016, I started with a real estate portal, urs.pk. It could not fly. Why it could not fly? Because of 3 reasons. Nobody was able to devote full time. You need to be full time in order to, make a success. A lot of capital investment was required, and also market was slow to respond. And to me, there are no failures. Failure is a bruise. It's not a tattoo on your body. And there is always learning. But the good part of the story is it gave birth to VisionX, where everyone is fully committed. And my passion is empowering people who can build amazing products. Talking about VisionX, we are building machine vision systems and products that enhances human productivity. We started very small with just 17 people in 2017 at Technology Incubation Center at NUST. 2018, we were 44. 2019, we were 150. And by the grace of God, we are more than 170 now. We have 3 offices. Our headquarter 1 is in New York, then HQ2, headquarter 2 is in Islamabad, and 1 office in China. As you said, Maryam, our portfolio includes mostly Fortune 500 companies. We started doing projects, but in 2018, we entered into the product domain. That's a summary of VisionX and about myself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Waqas. Umair, अगर आप अपना introduction कराएं and about the work that you're doing for the company.
Sure thing. First up, an absolute pleasure to be here. My name is Umair. I am the head of growth and partnerships here at VisionX. I'm based here in Dubai, in the UAE. Come from a technical background. My bachelor's was in computer sciences. I was a software engineer for some time before I did my MBA from NUST. And soon over, I moved to Dubai. That was like 15 years ago when I joined Microsoft, did some business development for them, handled a few territories for them. Then I moved to Gartner, which is the big technology research company out of the States again. Did that for like 5 years, built up a few territories for them as well. Before I started my own gig. So my startup then was to use my knowledge, my consultancy to help startups grow. That is what I did for a fair bit, working with big companies, small companies, local companies, Singapore, American, Middle Eastern based companies. Before, of course, this opportunity came up to join VisionX, and something that I couldn't pass up on because it's quite unique what we are building in terms of a company and what we accomplished already. That in a nutshell is who I am and what I do at the company.
Thank you, Mayor. That's a very nice introduction, and that gets me very excited. That also Waqas, जैसे आपने भी बताया कि you had 17 to 18 people right in the start in the first year, then 40 plus, and then 100 plus. That's quite a very interesting journey. That's also exponential growth in terms of the number of employees that you had for the company. So I really want to understand, and I would like people who are watching this and viewing this to understand. How did you enter into building products, especially Vikas, if you can elaborate about the first product that you built for your customers? क्या था? वो क्यों बनाया? Yes, how was it like?
Yeah, interesting question, Maryam. So one cannot forget the first baby. So PackageX was our first product. It's a last yard package handling solution. Just imagine there are large buildings and there are multiple offices in that building, and it's very difficult for mailroom users or the community teams over there to notify the people. So here comes PackageX. You just take a picture of the label. It will automatically identify the recipient in less than 7 seconds and notify via email as well as an SMS. The story of PackageX is also very interesting. So as I mentioned, our headquarters is based in New York. So Farooq, the CEO, he was, and our office is one of the largest co-working space. So he was passing by through the front desk, and there were community people. They were discussing the challenges they were facing with the existing product, which was very traditional and only scanning the barcode and then manually identifying the recipient. Just imagine 5,000 people in one building. How can you manually identify someone? So we told them that VisionX can solve this pain point. We 7-8 engineers back in 2018 spent 2 months, built a first solution. I call it solution, and we deployed it in one of the US locations. And it went very well, perfectly well. And they said, yeah, you guys have nailed this problem. But if you can go to China, because China is a very different world. My name is Waqas. My Chinese name is Lee. My English name is John. And package is coming with the name of John. How John package belongs to Waqas. So that was a difficult task. But we went to China ourselves. And I'm proudly say that the Pakistani engineers, they are the best engineers. They solved that piece of puzzle, and excellent results were there achieved overall. So now PackageX has been deployed in more than 40 countries, 175 cities, near to 1,000 locations. Up till now, 5 million packages have been scanned, and it handles 17 different languages, providing more visibility to the mailroom and to the last yard package handling. Our machine vision algorithms, they are best in class. Now we are attacking residential vertical to corporate offices, to universities. Many they have signed up, and it's a global success for any Pakistani product. Now during the COVID situation, the importance of contactless deliveries is going to be much higher. And I would say we have just achieved 0 to 5, where we are standing right now. And growth is the next chapter. So stay tuned for that. I hope I have answered your question.
Vikas, that leads to more questions. Pehli baat to ye, to me, to somebody who has understood the process और जो आपसे सुना and जो हमारी conversation last week भी हुई थी, I think this definitely is success and it's success in the right direction towards further success. जैसे growth जो है continuous process होता है, I think success is also a continuous process. I would love to know more about exponential growth. वो मेरा सवाल आपसे बाद में होगा. You talked about the success of PackageX. I would really want to understand any top 3 reasons which you will attribute as the success of PackageX. या अगर उससे ज़्यादा भी हो, we don't mind.
Yeah. So first I would say the reason was diving deep into the pain points, understanding the customer needs with laser sharp focus, what they actually require. And in our case, FedEx or USPS, they were dropping packages on the front desk. And we took care of the last yard and we nailed it very well. So understanding the process, what actually client wants is the number one thing. Second, I would say customer obsession. Customer obsession, not in the case that you just think about the customer, but how you respond to the customer, because speed is everything. How quickly you deliver something exceeding their expectations. It starts from UI, UX, understanding the culture barriers as well, listening their feedback. Even for PackageX, we went to almost 40 different mailroom locations, interviewed all the mailroom and the community people. In China, how culturally people see the app differently. Because products cannot be built in one room. One has to understand the customer, their input, in order to deliver state-of-the-art product. Third, I would say it's all about continuous innovation. Technology options are there, how we are adding new features, the roadmap, curation to extended customer market. The innovation has to be customer and market driven. Now, one of the leading Italian brand, they approached us to solve their pain point, and we are doing it. To sum up, 80% of the products, 80% of the companies, they fail because their product is not market fit.
Yes.
So, yeah. So these are the 3 reasons, as I mentioned.
Thank you so much, Vikas. You talked about continuous innovation, and Umair, that brings me towards a question that I think is the right fit for you. मैं चाहूंगी कि आप ये answer करें. How do you think one can be innovative in a not very different market? एक market जो is very conventional. लेकिन how can you be very innovative in that when you also know other people are doing similar things? Yeah.
Sure thing. I think that goes back to what Waqas has already shared as well, as to what the 3 main success reasons were, or reasons for success rather. अगर आप पहले देखें तो there are 10, I'm sure Waqas will talk about this as well later on, because this is key to our company's culture. So हमारे 10 mindset principles हैं that drives all of our decisions, the way we talk to our customers, the way we understand what their problems are, the way we drive conversations with them. So for example, हम बात करते हैं about being customer obsessed. There are instances जहाँ पर हमारे पास customer एक very specific requirement लेकर आता है, but we don't take that on its face value. We dive deep, like Waqas said. We try to figure out कि आखिर problem क्या है actually. Does the client actually know what the main problem is, and do they have the right vision of the solution as well or not? And that, of course, is where our customer obsession comes into play, because for us, just a delivery Just a milestone is not enough. We want to make sure कि customer को वाकई success मिलती है उस implementation से या उस particular product से. इसके अलावा I think it's more about, also about the way we celebrate diversity. और जो मेरा title है, it's Head of Growth and Partnerships International. जो मेरा counterpart अमेरिका में है, Max, उसका completely different background है. He understands operations and processes like no one else's business, right? मेरा बैकग्राउंड आता है बिजनेस का और टेक्नोलॉजी का. अब जब भी हमारी कोई मीटिंग होती है about let's say a product or a customer, because we all talk more often than not, we all bring these sort of different points of view to the table, right? And when that happens, the conversation is that much richer. So whether the market is different or not, whether you have different players in there or not, at the end of it, how do you innovate? The way you innovate is application of technology in a way that actually provides some benefit or enough of a benefit for it to make sense for the client, for the prospect, right? And the way we do that is, just off the top of my head, I'd say the fact that we are extremely customer obsessed, like you wouldn't believe. It's crazy some of the conversations that we have in terms of how much we fight for the client internally amongst ourselves. कि नहीं, इनके लिए ये बेहतर option है. And then again, how we'll go back to the client and talk to them about the same as well. Okay, how this solution is the right one for you. So many examples for that. And the fact that we dive deep to the nth degree, the devil is in the details, right? That's where you get caught up, with surprises. So we try to make sure that planning ke level par hi, the way we do mock-ups, for example, the way we map out all the processes, like detailed to the nth degree. And I think we pride ourselves on the fact that we are always looking ahead of the curve. कि अभी हमें चीजें पता हैं, हमें क्या चीजें नहीं पता, and how can we inform the client so that they are aware of those risks and they can better prepare themselves. So that's what I would say regarding how we innovate, which is to follow the mindset principles that we have. And that's not just something that's going to be up on the website. We live that through and through each and every meeting that we have internally or externally with the client.
I think that's the kind of network you need to build, and that's the kind of relationship you need to build with your client, which is based on empathy and understanding their needs. And then also the kind of network you need to build internally, Waqas, please correct me if I'm wrong, with your team, where it's a family, you get together, you have you agree to disagree, so that you can get the best possible solution out for your client out there. Having said that, Waqas, आपने बात की थी 0 to 5 की, कि आपके ख्याल से अभी हम 0 से 5 पे पहुंचे हैं, और बात हुई थी exponential growth की, और मैंने कहा था I'll come back to this point, and I'd like to come and touch base on that now. What anybody from Pakistan will see is that some great growth for VisionX as a company which is only a couple of years old. And, in terms of the clientele, in terms of the numbers that you have achieved, in terms of the number of people who have benefited from this, in terms of companies, and the number of countries you've touched based on. So there's a lot to celebrate right now. I want to understand, and I would like the startups who are listening to us and other stakeholders to understand, okay, how did you achieve this in I believe in just a couple of years, which is a very, very limited time, and how do you foresee कि आगे कैसे exponential growth होगी?
Yeah, so if we talk about team, for example, that how we motivate our teams here. So I would say key part of team motivation is to have fair, open, and transparent communication at all levels. Or humne, we made the organization very lean, that everyone is accessible. We have been giving the opportunity to all engineers to work on those in top of the line innovative projects, and we are giving them exposure to work with Fortune 500 companies, and so they are really exposed to the real world. हम उन्हें बाहर भेजते हैं, they go and attend different events over there. I would say VisionX is in fact career accelerant, which is uplifting their game on a personal level or on a professional level. And it's all, as Umair also mentioned, it's the right culture, work environment we are providing them. And we are 200% vested in our culture. Uh, as we all know, world is brutal. We are just trying to make them ready. Even they are with us or they are working somewhere else. One of Vision X mindset is we strongly believe in giving back to the community, especially to keep millennials engaged. It's all about freedom and empowerment, and all our managers strongly adhere to this. We have a strong community engagement activities which are linked to Vision X mindset. Conducive work environment हमने दिया हुआ है. Relaxation room is there. Fun activities are going on. Nice rooftop दिया हुआ है. So that they have a sense of belonging, a sense of ownership, and we cherish all their personal and professional moments. So that's how this, from 17 to 170 plus. So that was the main thing behind everything, the people. Because what is this company? It's a group of people. What is a product? There are people who are working behind the any product. So it's a people power, I would say.
That definitely is. And I think people power is the main driving force that can take companies to places. Having talked about, the people power behind products, coming back to PackageX, I really want to understand what is next for PackageX in the B2B domain.
Yeah, interesting question. So as you know, we are already have solved the last yard incoming deliveries. And there are more than 1 million customers, who are residing in about 1,000 buildings. They are receiving notifications of their incoming deliveries. How about we gave them an option of outbound deliveries? How can, like, they would love it, and there's a lot of requirement coming up. So stay tuned. I would say at this moment, in next 3 months, there is going to be something coming up in the journey of PackageX.
Are there any consumer apps that you're currently working on through that?
Yes. So this is that. So it is going to be linked with that.
Okay, all right. I mean, taking ahead, Vision X being a machine vision company, how are you expanding your product portfolio? What are the other things besides, PackageX?
Yeah. So another product is Cortex, camera to see like a human eye. Um, for everyone's knowledge, website analytics sabne dekhi hongi. So what is website analytics, Google analytics, at how many people visited your website, which demographic area, age group, male, female, everything is there. So it's just like capturing physical click streams, how we can make these fixed security cameras intelligent. It's all about slice and dice of site analytics, collection of the data points, defining the baseline, and then act on it. Uh, we are attacking three verticals here. Shopping mall की एक example ले लेते हैं. Just take an example of Centaurus, Pakistan relevant देते हैं. So how many people are entering into the mall? किस एज ग्रुप के हैं? कितने लड़के लड़कियां बच्चे, with families, without families, and this age gender recognition based on full body detection instead of facial recognition due to privacy concerns. Traffic patterns, किस टाइम पे कितने लोग आ रहे हैं, किस फ्लोर पे किस एज के ग्रुप वहां पे खड़े हैं, how many people are entering into a shop with bag or without bag, coming out with bags, entering without bags and coming out with bags. So ek unka like sentiment analysis, everything is being captured over there. Heat maps of each floor that okay they can design or offer certain shopkeeper ke aap log wahan pe apni shop rakh lein. Second vertical is quick service restaurants. Just imagine 55 year old person standing at kiosk and he's facing difficulty, 3 or 4 minutes ho gaye hain usko, and he's unable to order. How can those cameras capture that point and send an alert to the restaurant management that send someone to help this 55-year-old person? How people are behaving at point of sales, their behavior patterns, how many people enter into the bathroom, कि 25 लोग अंदर चले गए हैं, अब cleaning guy should go and clean the mess. How many people are eating and they left, and still there is a leftover on the tables. How quickly alert should go to the cleaning guys and clean this up. And when we talk about the third vertical is building offices, अब COVID की situation ऐसी है, with mask, without mask. What is the social distance? कितने feet पे हैं? और उनका behavior analysis क्या है? कोई sneeze कर रहा है, क्या कर रहा है? So everything is going to be captured with the power of Cortex. Or like for the past 8 months, our teams are working on it, and launch date is by the end of August, inshallah.
Inshallah. That is very, very interesting. Looking forward towards the launch as well. Umair, you spoke about the culture of the team, and Waqas, I'm sure you'll agree that that's the binding force. You talked about the people, that people matter, people are behind the product. So that puts up another question and on the right talent acquisition. वकास, पहले आपसे सवाल है मेरा कि आप किस बेसिस पे, आप किस तरह एक्वायर करते हैं टैलेंट, क्योंकि अक्सर एक प्रॉब्लम है जो कंपनीज फेस करती हैं, स्टार्टअप्स भी फेस करते हैं. एंड देन उमैर, आई रियली लाइक यू टू फोकस मोर ऑन एंड टॉक अबाउट जो आपके टीम कल्चर के जो वैल्यूज हैं, जो विजन एक्स जो है इनकॉर्पोरेट करता है. वकास फर्स्ट.
Okay. So culture is the basic foundation of any company. At VisionX, we give so much importance that once we are hiring, we see a person has to be culturally aligned with VisionX mindset. Or there is a saying, hire for talent, train for skills. Culturally, banda align hona chahiye. Skills can be learned easily. And what we need to do is recognize employees' talents, maintain a double loop, open communication, feedback. Culture drives success. We have to invest in culture. As I said, what is a company? It's a group of people, and your employees are the ambassador of any organization.
Yes.
We strongly believe in VisionX, guiding principle, and we call it VisionX mindset. Umair will explain the other ones. So I personally strongly believe one of the guiding principle is we do more with less. Information है, slides ज़्यादा नहीं होनी चाहिए. कम slides में भी आप same information दे दो. अब it's like mindset. आपने office में करना है, and how you do things in your own personal life. So it's not like the guiding principles are just not for the company, but also for a daily life में आप उनको replicate कर सकते हैं. We are self-aware. मेरी strengths क्या है, मेरी weakness क्या है. How can we play with our strengths on an individual basis? And another, we have to respect each other. If I will not respect my direct reportee, how they will respect their others reportee, and the whole culture is going to be not there if I am not respecting anyone. And we strongly believe in giving back to our community, and it's all about, like sari duniya kehti hai, it's all about people, process, technology, but the culture is the overall umbrella.
Yes.
And I like, एक ज़माने में मैंने पढ़ा था, and I strongly believe in it. It's all about disciplined people, disciplined thought, and then it will lead to a disciplined action. Culture is all about reflection of the leadership, and it always comes from top to bottom. ये ऊपर से नीचे आएगी, नीचे से ऊपर नहीं जाएगी. So these are my feedback on this overall.
Matlab, it would be wrong to say that the culture of VisionX is based on strong communal values, strong common shared values. Probably इसी की basis पे आपकी talent acquisition और hiring भी होती है, because skills can be learned, skills can be acquired, but this is what is more important and drives the company forward. Umair, I'd love to hear your thoughts and get to know, more about the culture at VisionX and the guiding principles, जैसे वकास ने कहा.
Sure thing. Before I joined the company, I had a meeting with the CEO, Farooq, at the Islamabad office back in December. And that was a question that I had in my mind as well. कि जब कोई company शुरू में start होती है, 2-3 लोग हैं, 5-10 लोग हैं, 20 हो गए, 30 हो गए, जो लोग top पर होते हैं, they can still have some control over who gets hired, right?
Yeah.
And for what qualities, and they can make sure कि जो culture चाह रहे हैं, वही चलता रहे या grow करता रहे. But beyond a certain point where it's not humanly possible for you to be involved in every hiring decision, how do you make sure that everyone is still aligned? Everyone is still working towards the same goal, and they add to the culture rather than detract from whatever has given the company success. So at that time, Farouk shared with me, of course, the 10 principles. And I'll tell you something. मतलब बहुत कंपनीज के लिए काम किया, बड़ी बड़ी कंपनीज के लिए काम किया, बड़े बड़े मिशन विजन स्टेटमेंट्स ये वो आते रहते हैं. But और मतलब it's only when you join the company like I have only a few months ago, and when you see how those principles permeate throughout so the whole fabric of the organization. जैसे मैंने पहले बोला कि हर मीटिंग में, हर डिसीजन में, हर चीज में वो principles you can see them shine through or being the guiding light in terms of what should be the right direction. That is when it became, very apparent that this is a living, sort of breathing, sort of a set of principles you have in the document. It's not just something really fancy to put up on the website or on the internal portal for that matter. I gave a few examples of being customer obsessed, of diving deep. Another one would be taking ownership. The idea is that if you are in charge of doing a particular task, you're going to do the best possible job for sure, but you own it end to end. And there have been instances, जहाँ पे, not without getting into specific details, जहाँ पे, for example, जो हमारी American team है, they're working throughout their night to deliver something जो कि हमारे clients को चाहिए in our daytime over here in this region, and vice versa as well, right? Because whoever is responsible for a particular task, they want to do it well because they have taken ownership and they take pride in that as well. So whoever is listening in, I would encourage them to, for example, even follow us on our social media pages, and they'll see how we reward that sort of behavior as well. We want to make sure that people are rewarded for the right kind of behavior, and we give kudos, we celebrate success together, and that is what it is all about. Another related thing, of course, is the respecting each other, because we are all human. We all do make mistakes. And what we realize is that as a company, as individuals, we all have a growth mindset. That's only through failures and only through by stumbling that you will learn to be better, so you don't repeat the same kind of mistake again, right? And that happens only when you have a safe environment through which and in which you can have that conversation, open heart to heart. You know what, this is probably where we could done better, and someone will raise their hand and say, yeah, I take ownership, that was my bad, that was my mistake, and this is what my plan is to do a better job the next time. So the culture is such, like Waqas said, that when it is driven from the top, it permeates throughout the whole organization. And that is what has happened here at VisionX ke jahan pe everyone from the very top to whoever's at the very bottom, I don't even know, right? Because we're all the same, we're all equals. We all feel safe in sharing our weaknesses and working together to empowering others to get better. Another one is that VisionX is a platform for tremendous learning as well. Something like super cool and super weird at the same time. We have an internal portal, right, where we all share information, knowledge sharing, वगैरह के लिए. So imagine this, that our CEO is sharing resources about funding, about venture capitalists in Pakistan, who to contact for which kind of venture. If you're into fintech, इन लोगों से बात की जा सकती है. तो इस तरह का हमारा confidence है, और इस तरीके का हमारा ये learning or growth platform है for everyone who joins the company. It's all about empowerment, I guess. That would be the bottom line over there. does a
Thank
wonderful
you,
job.
Umair. And Waqas, I mean, my next question to you was about how do you keep everybody motivated, but I think we already have enough information on that. But if you'd like to, if you'd like to add up to that, I'll be very happy. और मेरा आपसे दूसरा सवाल होगा, I really want to understand, उमैर ने भी बात की, it's all about empowering others at your company, at VisionX. I really want to understand that, one of the challenges that most of the technology companies face is regarding the development of the people, in terms of the skills, especially engineers. So how is your company working towards that?
Yeah, so this is an interesting question. So we focus on their core skills, soft skills, as well as not only these two, but also their mental health. Hamari people team hai, that is very strong. They are using different interventions based on learning methodologies, different e-learning modules, and we have partnered with them. For example, we partnered with Udemy, Coursera के साथ भी हमारा है. Then on-ground training sessions are there to upskill them. Fireside chat events, वो हमारे होते रहते हैं in office. Industry leaders were invited, उसमें आते हैं. Then soft skills के लिए we have hired like a New York-based trainer over there. We are also introducing, a concept of performance coach that everyone is working in their peak state all the time. Because अगर वो office में stressed आ रहा है, so how that individual can deliver. So हम कैसे उनकी like office के अलावा उनकी दूसरी life जो उनकी personal life है, उसमें हम कैसे help कर सकें. So these are the few things which we are doing, especially with the engineers. So 80% of the organizations, including myself and Umair, we are all engineers. But that's how we are, helping them. और काफी हम grooming sessions भी कराते हैं based on our own mistakes as well. I personally do a lot of, grooming sessions in office. कई मर्तबा तो शायद वो तंग भी पड़ जाते हैं. But so that's our, that's our job, that's our duty. Because अगर हम नहीं बताएंगे और हम नहीं बताएंगे तो कौन बताएगा? So I hope.
Yeah, it does. It answers the question. लेकिन इसके अलावा I really want to understand अभी COVID का जो है, it's a COVID time. अभी COVID में आपने क्या as a company head, as a co-founder, what steps has the company taken VisionX for its employees? What is happening? How's the work environment like?
Yeah, so everyone is working from home since March almost. But there was very smooth transition, I would say, in managing work and team collaboration. As Umair mentioned, global team है हमारी, New York में है, Paris में है, Switzerland में है, Dubai में है. We have a team in Canada as well. So already the team is global, and they are working in different time zones. And we were early adopters of जो आजकल लोग नए Zoom पे आ रहे हैं. So we started, using Zoom in 2016, 17. Azure DevOps पे हमारे सारे sprint planning was happening over there. We are using Teams as well for inter-team connectivity. So वो चीज तो हमारी like it was there since we started. Ownership की जो उमैर ने बात की थी, and it's all about ownership. If the people they are culturally aligned, वो आपके साथ culturally aligned है, then they are giving 200%. हमें कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ा whether office was like they are coming to office or without office. And our engineering product managers to directors, they are 200% vested in company's vision and mission. So that's how like COVID is normal for us. हमारे work operations पे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ा.
That is great to hear. And you spoke about how you were or your company was an early adopter as far as Zoom and other technologies are concerned. So I'd like to congratulate you over here as well because you actually your company won as far as AR technology is concerned by the Fast company. Your company has been ranked amongst the top 10 innovative companies, and I would really like people who are listening to us, people who have joined us to know more about that.
Yeah, so it was not about the rank or the project जो VisionX ने किया, but it was heartening to see a Pakistani company's name on that list जहाँ पे Microsoft और Snapchat का नाम हो. So that was the first thing. Forget about VisionX. Pakistani company ka naam was there in the Fast Company's 10 most innovative company. We were new to this domain. It was an unknown territory for us, AR, and we were early adopter. Hum the isme. So we started building 3D models, rendered them in AR, VR. There was a client, Fortune 500 company in US. So they asked us whether you can do something for us, and we helped them build 3D models, rendered them in AR, VR, and that helped them, improve their sales by 20% right away. We built virtual showroom for them. Or there was a Spotify event हुआ. वहाँ पे when we saw our logo, VisionX logo over there, तो हमें खुद भी एक मर्तबा हमें हुआ अच्छा हमारा नाम भी उधर आ गया. You have to be persistent and keep doing things. But it was not only AR. So as being machine vision company, we build certain products for our clients. जिस तरह कैमरा है, आप कोई ऑब्जेक्ट है, आपने उसको कहीं शिप करवाना है. So using machine vision algorithms, आप उसको scan करें automatically a box. We call it box finder. वो box AR के अंदर visualize करें. You can do the shopping of the box on the fly. नीचे आपको recommendations आ जाएंगी. So those are the innovative stuff which we have been doing, and that's how our name was picked up by the Fast Company.
Thank you, Waqas. So the other day on Netflix, I was watching a movie based on the founder of McDonald's, and it started off where he said that there are a lot of educated fools, in the world, but what sets people apart is their persistence and perseverance. कि आप लगे रहें एक चीज के पीछे, and you eventually get that, because nothing is impossible, no matter how cliche it sounds. जहाँ हमने बात की, आपने बात की AR की, VR की, आपने एक बहुत मजे की बात की कि जब आपने Spotify पे देखा तो आपको यकीन नहीं आया. तो एक और बहुत आई थिंक फाउंडर्स के साथ अक्सर ये मसला होता है, ज्यादातर खवातीन के साथ होता है, बट मर्द हजरात के साथ भी होता है. इट्स अ फैक्ट कि द इम्पोस्टर सिंड्रोम कि अच्छा क्या हमारा काम वाकई में इतना अच्छा है कि यहाँ पे आ गया है, feeling like that's not good enough, but it actually is good enough. And I think ये कामयाबी की एक और निशानी भी है, because 95% of the smart people suffer from imposter syndrome for that matter. So, that you should give yourself, Umair, you should give yourself a pat on the back for that. Talking about AR and VR, अब हम बात करते हैं artificial intelligence की. पूरी दुनिया artificial intelligence की बात कर रही है. इसके ऊपर, so much work is happening as far as AI is concerned. आपकी कंपनी AI में क्या ऐसा काम कर रही है, और what other programs are you working on in relation to AI?
Like our 200 focus is all on machine vision products. So 2 machine vision हमारे products हैं. One is PackageX, other is Cortex, as I mentioned above. But there are different client-related projects which we are doing. For example, there is receipt tax. We call it receipt tax. So what you do is you just take a picture of any invoice and you get the rewards on the fly. So whole table detection to anything which is happening in extracting the information from the invoice, that is being done on the fly. So that is one of the examples of the other products on which we are working. But there are many, like we have done tons of small AI related products. But our own products, these are 2, PackageX and Cortex.
Thank you, Waqas. Umair, that brings me to another question for you. जहाँ पे talent की बात हुई, talent acquisition की बात हुई, आपका बहुत सारा talent जो है, that is from Pakistan. That's a local talent. तो आप क्या बता सकते हैं any initiatives that your company has taken हुकूमत पाकिस्तान के साथ, या फिर आपकी जो corporate social responsibility है उसमें से कौन से projects हैं which you're working on in relation to benefiting people and talent acquisition?
Sure thing. Giving back to Pakistan is a core value for the company, right? And it's not just the way we give a platform to local talent to shine. जिस तरह भी वकास ने बोला, जो हमारी AR और VR की ranking आई, and it's also of course some of the more CSR sort of initiatives that we actually have taken up. एक के बारे में बता सकता हूँ. There are a few over there as well. एक के बारे में बता सकता हूँ. It's a foundation called Seher Cares, and the idea is कि जिस चीज को हम अभी health care कहते हैं, it's more like sick care. मतलब अगर आपसे मैं बोलूँ health care facility तो आपके दिमाग में क्या आता है? Hospital, clinic, right? But when do you visit a hospital or a clinic? It's only when you're sick, right? Any treatment that's designed, anything that happens for health is usually when a person is sick, right? So how do you go from this sort of treatment to a bit more proactive? मतलब हर ज़बान में कोई ना कोई variation है इस idiom का कि a stitch in time saves nine, yeah, prevention is better than cure, right? Which is a bit more apt, I guess, the second one. But in terms of how we live our lives, and especially, I guess, in our home country, जो हमारा lifestyle है generally, जहाँ पे मतलब special disease or specific disease का बहुत common है हमारे यहाँ after a certain age. How do we sort of make sure कि again culturally, how do we enable that a change in behavior ताकि लोग ज़्यादा healthy तरीके से रह सकें? So the whole initiative started off with that sort of vision. कि how do we enable that? You know. And what we are planning to do, again, without getting into a lot of details, is to provide a platform through which any citizen, any user can get very specific, sort of personalized access to health care, which is healthcare in the right sense. कि ये नहीं कि बंदा बीमार होगा तो उसको access मिल जाए, मतलब किसी healthcare professional की, लेकिन उसके अपनी body type के हिसाब से, उसकी अपनी medical history के हवाले से, जो उसके आसपास लेट्स से अगर लोग हैं उनके हिसाब से कोई स्पेशल चीज अगर चल रही है, what steps does that guy need to take or girl in order to stay healthy, right? So that is what we are in the process of building right now. I wouldn't say planning because we already have done most of the planning. We're in the process of building that, and inshallah soon you'll have some good news regarding that as well.
Inshallah, looking forward to what comes out. Inshallah. Having said that, I would like people who are watching this to know कि आप अपने सवालात जो हैं, you can plug them into the live comments, and I'll be very happy to take questions and put them forward to Waqas and Umair. Meanwhile, Waqas, अगर आप जो हमारी youth हैं, any key takeaways जो आप उनके साथ share करना चाहते हैं, any advice that you'd like to pass on to the entrepreneurs in particular, what should they focus on?
Yes, so that's my interesting topic, basically. Many things. So I would start number one, your connection with God, Allah Ta'ala se. That has to be there. You put 200%, जब Allah Ta'ala का approval होगा तो काम होगा. So that is the basic. So जो कुछ मर्जी हो जाए, लेकिन ये भी नहीं है कि अल्लाह पे छोड़ दिया और खुद कुछ नहीं कर रहा. No, you have to put 200% effort, but your connection with God is very important. Whosoever joins a company, I am a big supporter of 2 P's: patience, persistence. आजकल के बच्चे हैं वो कहते हैं एक दिन में सारा कुछ हो जाएगा. No, there is a time. हर वक्त हर चीज ने अपना टाइम लेना. You have to be patient. You have to be persistent. Keep pushing yourself in the right direction. Surround yourself with positive people. You take energy from them. Negative people होंगे, आपकी flight नीचे जानी है. जो कुछ मर्जी कर लें. If your company is full of negative people, ये क्या हो रहा है, ये भी गलत हो जाएगा, तो आप गलत ही होगा. Third, I would say is reading books. That is so much important. There is a saying, a reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. The man who never reads lives only one. And that is true. But reading books is just 1%. Implementation of that reading is 99%, जो आपने खुद करना है. So that again, ये आपने खुद करना है. इस पे book read करें and then implement. ये नहीं कि किताब खत्म करनी है जल्दी जल्दी. No. You have to read, you have to understand, and then act on it. Exercise. मुझे स्मार्ट लोग बहुत पसंद है. ओवरऑल हमारी कंपनी में जस्ट हमारा सीईओ देख लें और हम कोशिश करते हैं हम सारे स्मार्ट रहें. जिम की हमारी मेंबरशिप्स हैं. सो कीप एक्सरसाइजिंग. ये आपकी मेंटल हेल्थ और फिजिकल हेल्थ को इम्प्रूव रखता है. ट्राई फास्ट, स्पेशली फॉर द एंटरप्रेन्योर्स. ट्राई फास्ट, फेल फास्ट. And don't take failure to your heart. There is another, there is always a positive side. 3 मरतबा फेल होंगे, चौथी मरतबा आपको सक्सेस अल्लाह ने देनी है इंशाल्लाह. Reassess, reevaluate, focus on your core, focus on your strengths. वो नहीं करना कि वो कर रहा है मैं भी ये करूँ. नहीं, what is your strength? Play with your strength, and that's a fuel for your growth. आपकी जो है ना प्लेन ने टेक ऑफ फिर कर लेना इंशाल्लाह. So these are my, 6-7 advice which I would like to give it to youth.
Waqas, great anecdotes for success. यहाँ पे मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूँगी, सवाल करना चाहूँगी, आप आजकल कौन सी किताब पढ़ रहे हैं?
मेरी जो है ना फर्स्ट बुक जो थी पावर ऑफ हैबिट, I read it like 6-7 years ago. मैंने दोबारा उसको पढ़ना शुरू किया. और my favorite book is Power of Habit, The Basics, and then Shoe Dog, Phil Knight की है, Nike के founder की है. And literally उसमें there was a chapter जहाँ पे उसके बेटे की death हुई थी Phil Knight के, and I felt the same pain. That was something which is close to my heart. Shoe Dog. Habit is, and the one thing is, what's one thing between successful and unsuccessful person. That is just one thing. What is that? Is habit. If you have good habits, the probability of success is there. So ये मेरी thoughts हैं. और उमैर से भी पूछ लेते हैं.
बिल्कुल, बहुत अच्छी थॉट्स हैं उमैर. आप बताएं कि आपके ख्याल में, आपके नजरिए में, what are the anecdotes for success?
I mean, I think वकास ने तकरीबन मतलब इनफैक्ट सब कुछ ही टिक मार्क कर दिया मेरे को छोड़ने मेरे लिए भूलने के लिए. So maybe I'll just end it at that. The only thing that I'd say probably is one thing that doesn't get talked about, maybe from an entrepreneurship perspective, because probably maybe there are a few any solopreneurs listening in as well, is the mental health aspect. और जो सबसे पहली बात बोली वकास ने about faith. That is super, super critical to make sure that you don't lose hope. And you should continue the path, like Waqas said, जो core आपकी strength है, copycat बनने का फायदा नहीं है, but you have to stay true to what makes you tick and not lose hope, because it's only when you quit that you lose, right? So as long as you don't quit, you haven't lost. So continue on that path. That's what I'd say.
Thank you so much, Umair. Thank you so much, Waqas. On that note, I'd also like to, add in over here. So one of my friends who happens to be not in Pakistan, in New York, in Buffalo actually, and she's doing her PhD over here. And if she's listening, I mean, I'd really like to mention this over here. She made my day. I actually was sent a book, Becoming Michelle Obama. So that's my current read. And especially in a time like COVID, where everything is, no matter how much we try to uplift ourselves, we always need something, to make us feel happy. So she made my day, and I've been reading that book, and I think it's a wonderful read, and I'd like to recommend that to so many women, especially, listening to this out there. Umair, आपने mental health की बात की, that's a very important aspect. Waqas, आपने बात की, surround yourself with positive people. So I would like to end on that note that make sure that you have the right tribe. And what is the right tribe? आपका right tribe ज़रूरी नहीं कि in एक specific industry के लोग हों जिसमें आप operate करते हैं. आपके mentor हो सकते हैं, आपका रहबर कोई भी हो सकता है. आपके जो गाइड्स हैं वो आपकी इंडस्ट्री से भी हो सकते हैं, वो किसी और इंडस्ट्री से भी हो सकते हैं जिनका काम आपकी इंडस्ट्री के साथ कनेक्टेड है. उसके अलावा it could be anyone. Surround yourself with well-wishers, and you would see yourself grow and flourish. Thank you so much, Waqas, once again. Thank you, Umair. Thank you for taking us on this beautiful journey about VisionX and PackageX and all the other great things that you're doing. Thank you. And Allah.
Thank you, Maryam. Thank you.
Thanks for having us. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.